What is a serial number on a gun?
When a gun is manufactured, it is stamped with a unique serial number, and that allows the ATF to keep track of the gun from manufacturer, and then when it is shipped to a gun dealer. And then when a gun dealer first sells the gun, they're supposed to record the information as to who they sold the gun to. When a gun is found at a crime scene, law enforcement can take a crime gun, get the serial number off of it, and then trace back to the last known owner of the gun. And in the case of somebody who perhaps bought a gun legally and then sold it to somebody else, they could tell law enforcement that, in fact, yes, they bought the gun from a dealer, but they'd sold it to XYZ person. And in other cases, individuals will report a gun stolen, but certainly the serial number helps law enforcement at least track to where the gun was was last known to have been located. So again, it's a real lead for law enforcement to be able to use serial numbers. But because we don't register guns in much of our country, often that trail can come up against a dead end. So this is one of the reasons where a licensing and registration system could really help law enforcement. When guns are registered and the serial numbers are recorded as assigned to a certain individual, that individual then would tend to be a little more careful with what they do with that gun. They're much less likely to loan it to their neighbor or to their teenage son if they feel that the gun could be traced back to them if anything goes wrong and it's used in a crime. So the same way we're careful with who we loan our car to, we want to make sure that it's somebody who's a licensed driver, who's going to be careful with it. Those same precautions, I think, need to be taken with guns. And when we register guns, it goes a long way toward making sure that people store them properly, protect them from theft, and also make sure they don't just give it or loan it away and then lose track of it.